The latches pop open. The briefcase is full of papers, mostly song lyrics, and 3 reel-to-reel tapes. I shuffle through. A scrap of paper from one of those notepads that says, "Memo from the desk of," with Pete Drake's name and address on it. Pete played the steel guitar on Lay Lady Lay. He was also in the publishing game in Nashville when Daddy first tried to get something going with his songs. A huge Mother's Day card in a pink envelope from Sissy to Mama. Some of Sissy's early stabs at songwriting. A lyric to a song called "Livin' in the Sun," written in Daddy's hand. I don't want no workday job making me a slave, nor some landlord telling me, give me what you save. A song list written on yellow legal pad paper with 76 titles on it in Mama's handwriting. Is anybody going to San Antone? Together again. I'm leaving it up to you. Brown-eyed, handsome man. A letter of recommendation for Daddy from the principal of Joe M. Gilmore School in Jackson, dated July 1st, 1972. That was just days after I was born. A birthday card to Mama from Sissy and me, and another Mother's Day card from me, dated May 8, 1983. The lyric to "A Good Day Comin' On," handwritten by Mama on loose-leaf notebook paper. A letter from Window Music Company in Nashville mentioning it and 2 other titles. A typed lyric to Kinfolks, a song of Daddy's I don't recall ever hearing. Another letter of recommendation from the principal at Jackson High School dated July 5th, 1972. Frank Barbary, the same man who was principal when Sissy and I went to school in Jackson 12 years later. A business card with Huey P. Moe's name on it. He was a record producer and a pretty successful one, but went to jail for drugs and child pornography. I'm glad Daddy didn't take up with him. He did produce Wasted Days and Wasted Nights, so he had to have had some redeeming qualities. My second ex-husband says he's the only person who ever got a song back from Huey P. Moe. Second ex-husband was also once on Moe's Crazy Cajun show on KPFT in Houston. It's a small world, and there are only about 2 degrees of separation in the music business. Lyrics in manila envelopes sent registered mail to Daddy from Daddy. Copyrights. So many songs. Love songs, traveling songs, longing songs. These pages tell me more about him than he ever let me see. He loved playing music more than anything else. He had trouble keeping a job. The business cards and contracts tell me he thought he was good enough to make it and he wanted to be acknowledged for his talent. The writing shows me he wasn't great, only okay, but it is good enough to reveal his gypsy soul, or at least his want of one. Am I to believe he had a tender heart buried underneath the misery he showed the world so much of the time? Of course I am. Of course I do. These papers are history, his and ours. Verses and choruses, dreams and plans. Magazines. I can hardly resist putting a shiny, aspirational periodical in my shopping basket when I'm at the store for something else. I wouldn't be surprised if she spent thousands of dollars on magazines during her life. I know I've spent at least that in mine. I have to cull my ever-growing stack of beautifully bound bait wrapped up in fashion, home, music, and literary matters almost constantly. Mama wanted pretty things. She wanted a life less haunted by a dysfunctional marriage and unfulfilled promise and promises. A life that gave her a car with working headlights, not ones that required her to jiggle the switch so they would come on again after they suddenly went off as we drove down the 2-lane, black-as-pitch highway on our 30-mile drive home at night. A life that gave her a nice house she wasn't embarrassed to have people see, instead of the one that always seemed to be in disrepair. A life that gave her a husband she could talk to, one without a drinking problem, a mean streak, and a death wish. A life that made her less depressed. Magazines are full of dreams. I don't know what hers were. Coffee cups. I have some pieces from a set of china that belonged to Mama. It isn't by any means fine.
To keep listening to this audiobook for free, click the link in the description. It will take you to a free Audible trial where you can listen to this and many other books for free for 30 days.